responded to what I've seen in the water. The patient didn't look like they're moving. I've rushed into the water to see if they need any help, and I found this patient is lying face down, seemingly unconscious, and having maybe had an accident. So what I will do is I'll grab the patient's arm, straighten him above his head, roll him over so that his head is blocked. Got his head, arms blocked with his head, and he's facing out to sea so that he doesn't swallow any water unnecessarily. And I will now signal to the lifeguards on the beach what I've discovered, that I've got an unconscious patient and I need assistance, and I need deep water resuscitation. So I'm calling for assistance now, and 3 other lifeguards are going to come and help me with the backboard. I'm keeping the patient's head facing out to sea, so any wave that does come in doesn't take the patient out. The patient must be facing out to sea. Come. Straighten the patient head must be facing out to sea. If the wash is pushing up and down, we need to keep that in mind at all times. What we'll do now is, the second responder will place the backboard under the patient, making sure the head is in the right position so we can put the blocks on later. Now the second responder will do the legs, strap the patient into the board, while the number 3 and 4 are holding on to the board. They will also be watching that any surf coming and let me know, so that we can lift the board up so that there's no unnecessary inhalation of water by the patient. Okay.
There's a wave.
Alright, there's a wave coming. Lift the patient up. Right. No, do this. What are you doing? You're pulling it out. That's all you do. Okay. When you put the straps on, you pull the straps tight. Come this side, please. The second responder will now come to the head so that I can let the arms go. She's now got the patient's head still remaining in a stable position because of possible cervical injury. Now I bring the patient's arms down. Wave coming. Lift. I will now put the waist strap on so that tighten it up so the patient is now secure. And we can now, the patient secure on the board, still facing out to sea. We will now put the head blocks on. One responder will keep hold of the patient until I bring the board in, the head strap in, push it in against the head. So that the head doesn't move, push his head down. So that's one strap in. Now I've got the head. The other rescuer pushes the block against the patient's head, so there's now no lateral movement. Okay. Now we've got the patient's head secured with the block, we have to tie the patient in so that we can transport him back to the beach. Making sure all the time that there's a clear space, he can breathe, and he's got an open airway for his mouth and throat. Now everything's secure, the patient's secure, the straps are on, the head block's on. We now need to get him back to the beach as soon as possible, so we need to do the CPR session, we can carry on with that. Stop. Patient down. Okay, we can now do a primary assessment of the patient. In other words, airway A, B, C, D, which is airway, breathing, circulation and drainage. Please. Check the patient's breathing. Check that there's a clear airway. Patient's vomiting. If the patient vomits, we leave the patient strapped in and we can push him over to the side. You must help, guys. Patient must move over, clear the vomit out. Put your elbow down. Put your elbow down. And what did I go on for? Okay, you can see it's very difficult because of the width of the backboard, but this is the primary concern, to make sure the patient's airway is down, the mouth facing downwards, and any vomit or water that comes up can drain out. Clearing the airway now. Airway is clear. I'm going to put the patient back. Put the patient back then on board. What we'll do now is we'll go through A, B, C, D. We'll check there's no blockage. There is breathing and there is circulation. If there's not, we will carry on and do CPR and get oxygen and call an ambulance. Okay, you want to carry on? Okay, check airway. You can do it. Check the airway now. Check for breathing.
Okay, airway clear.
Right. You can't move the head because it's strapped in. Okay, patient's not breathing. Normally we would use a ladle pocket mask, but we're doing this just for demonstration. Then the patient, the resuscitator is now doing cardiac compression, which is nipple to nipple and down the middle of the sternum. Okay, we'll send somebody else to get the oxygen in the first aid room and also to call for emergency assistance, an ambulance. Because we need